Hi, Ashanti.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you.
Perfect. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. Today, I am having a chat with Ashanti. Myself and Ashanti have actually, well, we were just discussing, we met on Twitter.
Yeah,
And this is the power of social media, guys.
yeah,
I saw Ashanti making some amazing comments on a Twitter chat that I tuned into a few weeks ago. And then we connected. And then we had another call last week. And we
yeah,
discovered that we both have huge passion for social media
yeah,
and the event industry, hospitality industry. And yeah, we found common ground. So I'm super
yeah.
excited that Ashanti is here having a chat with me today. I'm going to hand it over to Ashanti now to introduce herself, what she does, where she's based, and what is her current situation? Is she in lockdown? Who is she with? That sort of thing. So over to you, Ashanti.
Thank you, Sabrina. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I mean, we do really have some quite good conversations. As you know, love a little chat about content, etc. So I'm Ashanti, the founder of Eventmind, and we help event professionals and event companies to launch and kind of market virtual events specifically, whether they be internal or external. So we're huge proponents of people upskilling themselves, teams and companies upskilling themselves, and how they can use digital and virtual tools to offer their services. And at a time like this, that's
Absolutely.
becoming more
So you
relevant.
must be a busy woman right about now.
So, we've just come off of a fantastic period of running some free live webinars on
Mm-hmm.
various aspects of using online tools and virtual platforms to stay connected with your community, to look at how you can create additional income outside of being inextricably linked to physical venues and sites. So that's what we do. So yes, we are in lockdown. I'm based in London. We are technically only meant to be leaving the house once a day, which is fine. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting time, as I was telling you.
Yep.
Now, 2 3 weeks in, the impact that having no routine effectively
Mm-hmm.
is having on the work that I'm doing. So yes.
And do you normally work from home? Is that your normal, or and if it is, do you have your own sort of space? Or if it isn't, then how are you dealing with it right now? Are you still doing normal hours? How is it working?
So usually I do work from home, but what that really means in practice is that I decide what coffee shop or local cafe that I work in for part of the day. If
Got
I'm
it.
honest, it's very rare that the whole day I will work from home.
Yeah.
I do try to break it up and support a local business. If I'm creating content, generally speaking, I do that at home because
Mm.
I need a little bit of peace and quiet once the inspirations come to me and I've done the research part and the structure part. Then if I'm kind of firming it up and editing, I tend to do those things at home. So yeah, so in terms of a change, it just means I'm at home all day now,
Yep.
which does mean that I probably have less structure about how much I'm working. So if I'm not specifically on my laptop, I'm probably on LinkedIn on my phone.
Yep.
I'm
I
probably
hear you.
still reading some articles or white papers, which I am happy to acknowledge is not probably the healthiest, because
Got it.
then it means that there's too many blurred lines probably. So although I enjoy my work and I love seeing what other people are doing, I love keeping up, with what's happening on LinkedIn, I also recognize that there's probably some lack of balance there. There should be moments where I'm not necessarily consuming content.
Got it. And what are
You
your
know,
3 daily essentials right now?
at the moment, they are now good Wi-Fi,
Yep.
uh, Diet Coke,
Yeah.
and chicken wings.
Love
If I
that.
can get through the day with those three things,
Oh, I
I'm
think that's the
okay.
first we've had. Chicken wings. That's great. I do love chicken wings, so I'm
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
If I could have them every day, I probably would. Have you then come to any kind of realization in this time that you've been on lockdown about yourself, your habits, positive or negative?
one thing I think is, ironically, my job is to train people into understanding and using virtual tools, and really not allowing those barriers to hold them back from, launching things that help them communicate with their team or clients with little effort. Having said that, I can definitely see the need to always have balance. And I think one thing that's probably become very true is that hybrid experiences, hybrid connection, that mix of in-person and virtual only is going to be really important. Because even on a personal level, the lack of contact with my family, you don't realize how much of a routine that becomes. And more than routine, really the positive impact it has on your life to have physical contact, actually see your family, be with your family. And this is a time where, if we're being sensible and trying to be safe for everyone, we've chosen to kind of socially distance. And so yeah, I think that has been a realization that balance is always necessary. It's not virtual only all the time. So that's been a personal thing. And I think in terms of the business itself, is that there's so much work to do. There are so many companies and businesses out there who haven't even touched the surface when it comes to using virtual events to communicate, connect, to sell with other people. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on both points. So what are you doing from a wellness perspective, both mentally and physically?
So to be completely transparent about the wellness side of things, you're talking to someone who isn't naturally balanced. And like I said, I think from the physical perspective, there's not a lot going. I go out for my one walk a day.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm not one of these people who's been getting up to do workouts online, quite frankly. Maybe I will graduate into that over the next week or so, because I know it is important to make sure that you're keeping your body moving. So definitely on that. But with regards to mental well-being, choosing to check out of consuming social media, and I mean, and probably actually, if I was to get really strict, that should include LinkedIn. But I find that the Instagram, the Facebooks, and the Twitters, obviously the volume of information on there across different topic areas, particularly about the virus, is content that I choose to check out from. And I've tried to do that from the very beginning, for a number of reasons. One, so I can stay really focused with my business, make sure that I'm staying on topic about the content that we're producing, that we are still talking about what we do. And two, on a personal level, not to become overwhelmed, distracted, or unnecessarily distressed about the reality of what's happening around us right now.
Absolutely. And I completely agree. And I think also, but maybe a good question is, what can you recommend? Any books you've read, or, is there something that you can give us a recommendation on that you've done in the last few weeks?
So, okay, I think that, it's funny that you should ask this question, because I am not really I've never really been someone who's followed celebrities. And when I'm always asked, who do you most admire or respect? Who do you look up to? Generally speaking, I draw a blank at that, probably because, I do believe in having more control over what you are doing, what you want, being more self-determined than allowing yourself to be too influenced, I feel, by people who quite simply just have money. They don't necessarily have all the time the authority to be telling other people how to live. Yeah, exactly. And we've seen that with celebrities who 2 weeks ago were downplaying the virus on their own social media platforms, which was hugely irresponsible. But I would say I feel like it's really important to mention Helen Moon from Eventwell. So this is so the social enterprise that is like the voice of well-being for the events industry. I've looked at a lot of her work, and I've had a lot of conversations with her, and I think they are doing important work.
Absolutely.
So sometimes on the feed, I will definitely look at her content, because she does talk about self-care and balance and all of those things that I think are really important to be aware of within yourself.
And you mentioned that you check out. So is that your version of digital detox? Yeah. And do you do that daily, or is that something you kind of try to, is there a special time that you go, okay, I'm going to switch off my phone now, I'm not going to look at my laptop?
No.
I was gonna say, because you respond to your messages like this.
That's what I couldn't honestly say that's the case. I am like a self-confessed workaholic in many ways, and that is because like I'm truly passionate. And I hate to say that, it probably sounds cliche. I tell you what it really is. Right now is a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. The barriers to entry right now to being able to make any progress are so low. If you can be consistent, because the talent is there. If you can be consistent, you know what you're talking about, you could absolutely make massive progress right now in kind of positioning yourself as a leader. So that's why I will admit at the moment, I don't switch off at certain times, but what I do is control what content I'm consuming, as I said. So I'll stick to LinkedIn, and also when I am not on LinkedIn, I do tune into music plays a large part of my daily life. So I do listen to a lot of music, and also I tune into podcasts that are purely entertainment. So because of the amount of business and industry content I consume, in the evenings when I might be editing or emailing and stuff like that, I will listen to purely entertaining podcasts or listen to music. So that's what I do, I suppose, to kind of relax my nerves a little bit and learn to kind of dial down. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What is the first place that you are going to go to soon as this lockdown situation is over?
Well, I should probably say to see family, but that's not the case. I'm going to go to my favorite Italian gelato shop.
Yeah.
You know, beautiful family kind of who own it, and it just always reminds me of kind of lighter European evenings. You know, it's a peaceful place to go to. So I probably will go there first, and then I'll go see family.
Awesome. And once we can all travel again and get on a plane and go somewhere, where do you want to go?
That's interesting. It's probably one of two places. I think from a total respite point of view, I probably will go to the Caribbean, because it feels like home, and it's totally relaxed, beautiful weather, beautiful food, great humor. So that's probably what will happen. If I decide to try something completely different and go to one of the places that were on my list originally for this year, I'm thinking of Dubai.
Also very cool. And so last question, any words of advice for all us Eventprofs that are in this situation together?
Yeah. Well, I guess you can guess what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, like, upskill yourself. Like, be really brutal with yourself. Think about what areas of your competencies and development you need to work on, and use the time to upskill yourself. Prepare yourself to be able to either pitch to a client or pitch to a recruiter and get the job that you really want. Like, this is the time now to do that. Look ahead at what the agenda will be, what the priorities of the industry will be. Where are the skills gaps? Start working on making sure that you can at least learn one of those things to put yourself in a great position to be able to get the job you want or get that client that you want. I think that is like so key. I understand that these are very tough times. I understand your income might be affected, and that will impact the rest of your life at the moment. But within that chaos, you've got to keep that clarity of setting yourself up for where the industry is going to be when it evolves. And it's not an if, it is happening. And so you have to learn, you know, some digital skills, understand, you know, proper marketing as well, because the face of marketing is going to change now. Things that were before, we're not going to be able to just fall back into place and do those same things again. You know, the players now have changed. People have been let go from senior and mid positions. So you're not necessarily going to be able to just go back and talk to the same people in these companies anymore. So building relationships, building your skills right now is really important.
Perfect. Amazing advice. Thank you so much, Ashanti. It's been so fantastic to have you on the chat today. Thank you for your time. And, you know, I don't think our chats are going to end right here. I think
No.
there are going to be plenty. And for everyone watching, me and Ashanti are definitely going to be collaborating on a ton of projects in the future.
Yes.
We've already started our spidey sense on many projects. So thank you all for watching another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. I'm Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange, my guest Ashanti, and continue watching. There's definitely more episodes to come, and I wish you all a positive and healthy and happy day of staying inside, staying positive, and finding your clarity. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye.